The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 853, with 7 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 5 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Colin Kushner. It's Tuesday, October 5th. Johnson & Johnson has asked the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to authorize its COVID-19 booster shot. It also left it up to the FDA and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to decide who should get the additional dose and when. J&J officials say they're providing the data to the agency's Vaccine and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee, who will then take everything into consideration and decide accordingly. The advisory committee is scheduled to meet on October 14th and 15th to consider the booster shot requests from both Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. Last month, studies revealed that boosting J&J's single-shot vaccine at 2 months quadrupled antibody response and was associated in real life with 94% effectiveness across all age groups. But getting a booster shot 6 months after the initial dose increased antibody protection 12-fold. Researchers believed either interval made sense, and 6 months would be immunologically better. Johnson & Johnson maintains that protection from its vaccine remains stable over time, unlike Pfizer, which showed that vaccine efficacy decreased as time went on. J&J officials say their main reason for the booster shot is very different from Pfizer's. They say it's not meant to boost a fading vaccine dose, but rather get to an even higher level of protection. According to the CDC, about 15 million people in the U.S. have received a Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. A new study shows that Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine protects people from hospitalization even as its effectiveness against infection declines. According to the latest study published in the peer-reviewed journal The Lancet, the vaccine's effectiveness fell from 88% to 47% over 6 months. But while efficacy against infection went down, its protection against COVID-19 related hospitalizations remained at 90% for at least 6 months. That was for all variants of concern, including Delta. Kaiser Permanente conducted the new research with Pfizer, and it comes less than 2 weeks after U.S. health regulators approved distributing Pfizer boosters to millions of Americans, including the elderly and other high-risk individuals. Researchers looked at more than 3.4 million electronic health records from the Kaiser Permanente Southern California health system between December 4th and August 8th. During that time, positive cases attributed to the Delta variant increased from 0.6% in April to nearly 87% by July. Researchers found the Pfizer vaccine's effectiveness against Delta variant infections was 93% a month after the second dose, but dropped to 53% 4 months later. By comparison, effectiveness against other non-Delta variants was 97% after a month and 67% after 4 months. Effectiveness against Delta-related hospitalizations, however, remained high at 93% for the duration of the study period. California continues to have the lowest coronavirus case rate in the U.S. as it enters the moderate transmission level. 2 weeks ago, California was the only state where COVID-19 infection rates were considered substantial, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's 4-tiered system that measures community transmission. As of Monday, the nation's most populous state became the only state to make it into the second lowest level behind the low tier. California was able to enter this category after its 7-day case rate dropped dramatically in 2 weeks from 95.3 per 100,000 to 41.3 per 100,000. The state's 7-day testing positivity rate dropped as well to 2.6%. Almost every other state remains at the highest level of community transmission. North Dakota has the highest case rate at 566 per 100,000, with a testing positivity rate of up to 14.9%. COVID-19 hospitalizations fell below 800 in LA County for the first time in months. The number of those hospitalized has fallen 30 times in the past 34 days. The number of those in the intensive care unit also declined slightly in recent days, from 231 on Saturday to 228 on Monday. And infection rates among residents and staff at skilled nursing facilities dipped, all positive signs compared to the summer when hospitalization peaked at nearly 1,800. LA County Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer says as of last Thursday, 77% of eligible Angelenos got at least one vaccine dose and 69% are fully vaccinated. While the overall numbers are impressive, she adds that millions of eligible residents remain unvaccinated. Starting this Thursday, at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine will be required for anyone attending an outdoor mega event of 10,000 or more people in the county, and for anyone visiting or working at an indoor bar, brewery, winery, or distillery. Full vaccination will be required in those settings starting November 4th. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency in Orange County to help with cleanup efforts after 126,000 gallons of oil spilled off the coast over the weekend. He said the state is moving to cut red tape and mobilize all available resources to protect public health and the environment. A number of state agencies are already involved in cleanup efforts. Investigators are looking into whether the leak was caused by a ship's anchor that may have struck an oil pipeline on the ocean floor. U.S. Coast Guard officials say cargo ships entering the ports of LA and Long Beach routinely pass through the area. The massive spill could keep beaches closed for weeks or even months. Close to 3,200 gallons of oil have been recovered from the water so far, and more than 5,300 feet of boom has been deployed to control the spread of the remaining oil. Marine experts say the effect on wildlife could be devastating. The Oiled Wildlife Care Network found oiled birds, including a brown pelican that had to be euthanized due to chronic injuries. If you come across an oiled animal, you're asked not to pick them up, but to call this hotline number immediately, 1-877-823-6926. Lightning strikes, thunderstorms, and heavy rains swept through Torrance and the greater LA area yesterday. The stormy weather forced all LA County beaches to close. It also delayed Monday Night Football at SoFi Stadium by nearly an hour. The National Weather Service says some areas received more than a quarter inch of rain. Conditions are expected to remain cloudy and cool throughout the week, with some rain possibly returning by Thursday. South Coast Air Quality Management District is looking for community members to weigh in about improving air quality and public health. The Air Pollution Control Agency will host a meeting tomorrow to discuss the status and process for designated future communities for Assembly Bill 617, the Community Air Protection Program, which focuses on reducing air pollution for those most impacted throughout the state. The meeting will be held virtually on Zoom from 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. The webinar ID, is 945-5548-9330. It's open to the public. Spanish interpretation will be offered, and agency officials will be available to answer any questions. For more information, you can visit aqmd.gov/AB617. One lucky person in Morro Bay became the Powerball winner of the nearly $700 million jackpot prize. The single ticket sold in California matched all 6 numbers drawn last night. The jackpot grew to $699.8 million after 40 drawings without a big Powerball winner. It was the 7th largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history. The winner will be able to choose between getting paid over 29 years or taking the cash option of $496 million before taxes. Monday night's drawing also had 5 $1 million winners, 2 in Massachusetts and 1 each in Arizona, Florida, and Virginia. Lottery officials say lots of people won smaller prizes, including 2.8 million players in Saturday's drawings alone. Those winnings range from $1 million to $4. For the first time, an Asian American was crowned Miss World America. Sri Sawney also became the first American of Indian descent to hold this title. The history-making beauty queen's win in West Hollywood comes with an inspiring story that transcends all cultural backgrounds as well. Sawney was diagnosed with a rare heart condition and received a pacemaker when she was 12 years old. She also survived a nearly fatal car accident during her freshman year of college, which left her with burns to her entire face. She credits her parents for helping her in that moment of adversity and telling her to constantly choose resilience. She says what truly defines our life is the choices that we make despite any hardship. Becoming Miss World America has been a lifelong dream for Sawney, and she hopes her win inspires others to rise above their challenges. Robinson Helicopter Company in Torrance is hiring. Open positions include painters and paint preppers, sheet metal mechanics, electronic assemblers, machinists, and welders. The trainees and new hires must be fully vaccinated before orientation day. Robinson also performs a 10-year background check, and most positions are in compliance with the Department of Transportation's drug and alcohol testing program. Interested applicants can email resumes to Donald Perry at dperry@sbwib.org, and anyone with questions can call 310-680-3825. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The city is receiving new applications again for our Hometown Heroes. The Hometown Heroes Military Banner Recognition Program recognizes those members of our community who are currently serving in the armed forces, veterans who have served in the past, or veterans of the past who have passed away. The 2022 application period is open until January the 27th, 2022. Applications can be downloaded from the city's website or picked up at City Hall. Anyone with questions can call the city manager's office at 310-618-5880 or email veterans@torranceca.gov. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Christine Lee brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.